time. Hey, welcome to the Bluejay Banter Postgame Show. We're live here at the Let It Fly Sports Bar in downtown Omaha, where people are screaming and yelling over this Packer-Bears game that looks like it's headed to overtime. Welcome to the show, Tim Kruger, AJ Andreessen, the point guard Austin Chapman, Jays with another huge win tonight, big time, over Marquette. And we're going to have a lot of discussion about Marquette tonight, I think. I think that we went on a 36-14 run there.
That'll
Impressive.
do.
Yeah.
Impressive.
All right. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, everybody. It helps us so much. And we are really so pleased with everything that's going on right now and the way we're growing. So continue to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Tell all your friends, neighbors, other Jays fans about us so we can continue to grow and do more great stuff. Tonight, we're going to have Steve Murfeld on, assistant coach, and Josh Dix, who I think we only had one other time. So be exciting to get Josh in here. Thanks to our sponsors, RTI Threads and CareMinders Home Care. As we do every show, we kind of kick it off with a little round table of what our thoughts of the game. So we'll start with AJ.
Starting with me today. Are the Jays back?
Yes. Well, they were back after last game.
Great. The Jays look good today. Everything was clicking on offense. Same thing we said about the Xavier game. They just looked like a cohesive unit. They played well together, and the ball was flying around the perimeter. And Nick Graves really took control of that big run in the first half and was honestly just dominating. It was good to see. Mm-hmm. Nothing really bad to say, honestly.
I want to ask Austin a question. So, Nick's just he had a couple of heat checks and he made them both, right?
Yep.
He's rolling like that. But I think you made a great point that I didn't see it. I think a lot of fans did, and I know I got a couple of texts. People didn't see it. He called to go out of the game, right?
He did. He asked to be subbed out. I mean, he was on a hot run there and put maximum effort in, and he was doing it on both ends, right? That's kind of my takeaway. Like, I think we were playing at a very high level on the defensive end, right? That honestly, it won't show up in the stat sheet. Definitely for Josh Dix, but on Graves' part as well. I think he was putting in a lot of work on the defensive end. James Jr., was getting to the rim at will. Mm-hmm. So, he had a hard job there, but he also was kind of coming back at it at the offensive end, which was good. Yeah. Which was great,
Mm-hmm. What other thoughts you have?
I like him coming off the bench. I hate to say it. I know he wants to start, and you can kind of see it every shot he had. He was, real emotional behind it, looking at the bench, letting them know about it. But when we have firepower coming off the bench like we do, it makes us very dangerous.
Yes, I agree.
Being able to break down that first five, right, with the lineup that we're kind of starting, and you hear it in the crowd. Everybody's like, "Put the best lineup in," but it's like Mac's playing chess right now, and he can, and that's a good thing. I think we kind of started out of like, hey, let's just KC, Indiana Pacers type of mind of like, hey, we got 10 guys that we could actually play, right? And I think we've seen this in Mac's tenure of guys burning out, guys getting injuries and nicks and bruises, kind of taking people out the game. And now being able to pay people with limited minutes, I think it's going to provide valuable here in March.
First of all, people that are screaming, put the best lineup out. When are you going to learn to trust Mac?
You have
to. People were losing trust this year. You got to just trust him. He's going to fix it. He's the one guy, we were talking like Shaka Smart tonight, right? On top of the world, and, maybe he's a guy that doesn't do as well when things aren't going well. Who knows? Mm-hmm. But Mac is a guy that you want as your head coach when things aren't going well.
Absolutely.
Because he will turn it around one way or another, okay? And, yeah, it really, we were mentioning that tonight, too.
Or he'll build great men. I'll say that, too.
What's that?
Turn it around, or he'll make a man out of you. Both good things.
And I agree with you on the bench thing, because now when we come with, Harper, Freeman,
mm-hmm.
Karam, Graves, off the bench, Fedor.
Right.
I mean,
right.
Like we said all along in October, with scrimmaging, we weren't getting much separation. So that lineup out there, and
About half our points tonight came from the bench.
Yeah.
I think it was very similar in the Xavier game.
And it's just such a flip from the last couple of years where the Auburn game was the one that I know Mac talks about. Like, man, the big difference was I realized I've got to get a roster edge deeper because their bench killed us.
Yeah.
And now we're killing. Our bench points are out. Just so that's huge. He got on that heater, and boy, that just blew the game wide open. And then, you know what was weird to me? Now, this Marquette team is just weird. That's the only word I can use.
Yeah.
They came out, started out, and you saw like the old regular, in-your-face Marquette defense, right? Mm-hmm. They played that for like 6-8 minutes, and then that run hit them, which really wasn't a lot of defensive breakdowns. It was mainly Graves just beating them.
Yep.
And then it just seemed like they just opened the lanes just opened up. We were getting to the rim. We were getting wide open threes. It seemed like their pressure took a step backward, their full court pressure.
Maybe late in the second half, but what I noticed was that their pressure was on all game, but they weren't that good at pressuring. Like, they kept getting burned. Like, they couldn't keep up with us or something. I know we're not that fast of a team, but, like, we were getting by them at will.
We were handling it.
Yeah.
Which was good to see.
At first, though, they gave us some
great
problems with it.
Actually.
We were having some struggles with it. I was, like, saying to everybody around me, you got to make them pay or they'll keep pressing you all night. Mm-hmm. Finally, we did. We made them pay a couple times.
Well, to AJ's point, I think the pressure was still there, right? But the ball movement was there. Granted, we got somebody that got hot, made some rotations. I think Ty did get heat up. They heat Ty up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And even Graves at times, he was a little flustered, but he was able to kind of let go of it early, whereas early in the season, I think he was trying to make a play out of nothing to where now he realizes, hey, I got guys around me who can make plays as well, to where he knew, hey, I got to let go of the ball here.
Yeah.
But I just think we're finally playing Creighton basketball. It looks like that at least, right? And these guys look happy for the other guy, right? And just kind of to that point of Graves coming off the bench and having this production that, he's hungry to get in the game and to prove his point in a way, right? Which is good, and it's not like this entitlement stage of, hey, I know I'm going to play 30 minutes and I know this is my job, right? That he kind of has to go out there and prove it as well, which is great. That's kind of what happens at the next level. That's what happens at the next level. So it's just kind of good to see this too. Yeah. And Matt kind of putting something different in that needs.
Do you think we're going to see Ty Davis take that next step this year of actually, pulling the trigger around the rim?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
I'm just
it's a lot of film, man. And granted, he's still somewhat young in it.
Yeah.
You could still see too. He's kind of taking too much of a million opinions. Like, he's always looking over at the bench. He's looking at some assistant. He's looking at Mag. Not just playing the game, at the end of the day. So he's thinking too much, right? And so, he's getting in the lane, and it's just he's making the game harder than what it really is, at the end of the day. And a lot of that's just going to be getting more reps. He hadn't had a lot of reps. We had Ashford, who played high minutes, right? And now starting to get a different role that I think eventually, he'll start providing some great things for them.
How good Ty Davis is at finishing around the rim. And you saw it today on that offensive call, right away. But, you can tell he can elevate and he can finish around there.
Okay.
So I'm excited to see him take that step.
Okay.
Yeah. I just love the way when he comes in, the ball starts popping, man. He's moving that basketball.
Yep.
And we're getting into our offense. And, boy, when we start moving the basketball, we are just such a much better team.
When everybody touches it, yeah.
Yeah. And I think, to talk more about Marquette here, that's kind of, James scored 23 points. That ball was in his hand a lot. And guys just got to standing around.
It was.
And then A, they're not down. B, they're not getting back. That's why we're beating them back. And C, they're starting to get their head down because they're not going to play as hard on defense because, gosh, we're not getting the basketball. I mean, the basketball's got to be shared a little more for them,
Absolutely.
I think. And you've got a guy like Ross. I don't think he touches it enough.
No. 13 shots, like you said, James put up 18 shots tonight. Best player probably didn't touch the ball as much as he probably should have, but yes, he missed some bunnies that I think probably, wavered his confidence, and that goes back to, our verticality, right? Like, I know they talked about it a bunch, but, that's something they teach every day, right? Straight up, wall up. Yep. We saw it a lot with Kalkbrenner, barely fouled, but now it's just
Saw it a lot tonight. The wall.
I was impressed with that.
And that's I'll give credit. You know, we need to talk to Murph about that, but he's one that kind of put that in play. Definitely when I was around, and it's just funny how he's the big guys coach. You know.
Yeah. And another guy, you know, Parham played significant minutes last year, and he just like disappeared. And just we talked about Ben Gold in our preview show, how he's 8 for 61. I mean, his shots weren't close. I mean, he used to just be deadly. He might be one of those guys, and we've seen a few of them here at Creighton over the years, where those guys have to be around a Cam Jones, people like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, yes, they flourish. When they're not, when they're more of the light on them, they're not as strong a player.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, Marquette just had no outside game. You know, everything was in the paint around the charge area. There was, you know, they didn't stretch the defense really at all, which honestly makes the game a lot easier, especially when we're talking on, you know, defending it. That, you know, I think we did a great job, you know, honestly. And, like, guys are finally paying attention to detail is kind of what it looks like, right? You get slapped in the face enough that you probably start listening to the scouting report, right? That it's like they put a lot of work into it, and Mac is very great at his job. That I think guys are finally buying in, you know, and it looks that way.
And, you know, yesterday, I'll just say, they had a great practice. They had a great practice, and, that, you know, it converts to the floor, right? Always does.
Most days.
Yep. Thanks for listening. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and join in on the chat, by the way. So we'd love to hear your opinions and thoughts and comments on the game. We have anything yet, AJ?
Yeah, Dick's
Any
out.
chat?
We have a couple chats, yeah. Martin Swanson said that first 4 minutes scared the Demon Deacons out of me, but Graves made me believe in a higher basketball power. Marquette is bad, but you got to destroy bad teams, and we did.
Yep.
To Tim's point, there might be a lot of bad teams that we encounter, right?
Yeah.
But I honestly think we're better than what we have shown. I think we've known that. It's just a matter of like how these pieces match together, and now we're finally finding, you know, that match.
All right, it's time for Player Profile, and it's sponsored by RTI Threads. Go to rtithreads.com right now. They are the exclusive apparel provider of Bluejay Banter. You can see us with the nice swag on tonight. Very nice.
Love it.
Make RTI Threads your go-to for all Jay's gear, including caps, sweatshirts, tees, quarter zips, so much more. rtithreads.com. Get stocked up and maybe get some late Christmas shopping in. Mr. Dix, do you have your Christmas shopping done?
Yeah, most of it. So.
Well, good job.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Better than me.
Just your general thoughts on the game tonight.
Yeah, I thought it was good. We kind of came out a little slow to start the game. But, you know, I thought Nick and Blake and Fedor and Owen, they all brought energy off the bench. And, you know, it kind of helped us get a lead. And then we were able to maintain that the whole game.
What's it like when you're out there and a guy goes on a heater like that? Did you know when he got that ball, that last one was going up?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, I was going crazy on the bench. I haven't seen anything like that since I've been playing college basketball. It was insane. But, yeah, when I feel like our team's so unselfish that when a guy gets going like that, you know, we just try to keep finding him.
Yeah. And an and one, too.
Yeah, that was insane. A couple people on the bench were saying he didn't get fouled. He was acting, but I thought he got fouled. So
Yes, sir.
Well, there were some questionable calls tonight, no doubt about it. We were talking with this starting group now that started for the last few games. We feel like the ball, like maybe it didn't get, because Marquette has been known, you know, this first go-round in the Big East, but they've been known pressure defense. Shaka likes to go a lot of full court pressure like he did tonight for a while. But this group has really gotten that ball moving. Do you kind of feel like that's been kind of the key here lately?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, I feel like Ty and Isaac, you know, they're really good at moving the ball. And, you know, Austin's been playing really well. You know, we want him to be super aggressive and take shots when he feels like he's open. And I feel like, you know, the guys that got removed from the starting lineup, you know, they've kept a good attitude. And, you know, they brought sparks off the bench in both our last two games.
Yeah. Who else stood out tonight on your team?
I thought Jason was really good on
Second
the
half,
defensive
man.
end, and on the boards. I mean, he's undersized, but he's down there fighting every possession, and you know that's something that we need.
Yeah. So a couple games into the Big East, obviously we haven't played the top dogs yet.
Yeah.
But you guys have a real opportunity here with the way this Big East schedule starts.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Those were 2 good wins. We handled business on the road, and that was a tough environment. And then came home and who, like you said, how they want to pressure, and I feel like it was 2 different game plans, but we executed them both really well.
Yeah. How have you enjoyed your first semester here, Creighton?
Oh yeah, I've enjoyed it a lot. A lot of good people around campus. Professors, students, and everyone wants to see each other do well, and I feel that. So.
Shots not falling the way you want to right now, of course.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just knowing you, and I'm assuming that confidence is still pretty high, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just putting in the work every day. I mean, our team, we hadn't shot the ball, but, everyone's been in the gym lately, and it's been good, and I feel like that's kind of why we're playing well. When you're in the gym, you're going to be confident, and, those will fall.
Absolutely. Do you think, that's a tough question for me to ask, but I think you should be taking some more shots and being a little more aggressive.
Yeah,
That's just me personally, but there's times that I think you need to be a little more aggressive.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just a personal note, and just some
The
light
coaches
film,
talked to you
just some
about that?
detail film.
Yeah, for
Detail
sure. I
film.
mean, I only took 5 shots, and they were like, that can't happen. You need to be more aggressive, especially when the team's struggling a little bit. Being a senior, me and Nick, we've been around the block a couple times, so we've been in games like that, and we know that we kind of got to be more aggressive, and when things aren't going our way, we got to be the guys to step up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I remember they were saying that. The coaches were saying that this summer.
Yeah, for sure. Just try to be unselfish, but try to be aggressive.
Right,
at the
I
same
can understand
time,
you come in a new team. You want to, hey,
I see it.
I don't want to just, jack up shots.
Yeah.
Let's get everybody involved. They're counting on me to kind of run the show, to help run the show, and so on and so forth. So it had to be like a fine line you're trying to
He's
walk.
like easing his way into it, and you can see it. And today, it's some of the shots too, where you taking them the way the season started. I don't think you were being that aggressive. Now it's like you're seeing it, and now it's like there's a better shot, right?
Yeah.
But I think there's shots too that I would prefer you to shoot it, but
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
All right, there's probably nobody on the team that could speak to Owen better than you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you saw him every day for forever now.
Yeah.
People understand he's still trying to come back. I mean, he was on the shelf for a long time, and that's hard to get things going. Where do you think he's at right now?
Yeah, I think he's doing well. It's hard, coming into a new system, and he only practiced 1 time before he was out for 6 months, and trying to work your way back into that. And especially how fast we play and stuff like that, it's hard to get into game shape. So just getting reps and practice as much as you can and in the game. But yeah, he's coming along. I think we're gonna need him down the line, and I think he'll be ready. We just got to keep feeding him on the block. I've played with him, and he's really good, and he succeeds down there. So he'll be good.
Last thing with this new lineup, question about that. We were just speaking a few minutes ago. It's really an advantage to us now because we can bring Nick, Blake, Owen, Fedor all off the bench, and it's almost like a new starting lineup. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even throw Karam in there. I mean,
Yeah.
and Owen. We got a lot of guys that can play and a lot of guys that can go. And, once Hudson gets back,
we don't
that's going
have
to
Hudson,
add, that's gonna add
right,
another guy.
right,
He can play the 2 through 4. So I feel like we're just really deep, and, we can run a bunch of different lineups. We got a lot of guys that are interchangeable and can play multiple positions.
And I would just piggyback off that. Do you think that it's taken a little bit of time for guys to buy into the roles?
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Understand, it might not be the night. I might get 15, I might get 30, but in that time, I have to, put the energy there.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone that came in, I feel like they were kind of the man where they came in from, and just kind of trying to figure out how to share the ball and stuff with each other. It's been tough. We went through some tough games, but I feel like right now, it's starting to click a little bit, and it's clicking at the perfect time because we started conference play, and we got another game coming up on Monday, but then after that, it's all games are going to be tough. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, if you enjoyed us talking to Josh, you're going to really enjoy Monday night because he's back with us again.
Yeah, I'll
So
be here.
awesome.
I'll be here.
All right.
Yep.
Hey, Josh, thanks a lot. Great
Yeah,
win.
thank you, guys.
Keep it rolling, man.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
Appreciate
that's Player Profile, and it's sponsored by RTI Threads. Go to rtithreads.com. You can get all the Creighton gear you want. You can get a jersey of Josh Dix. You can get women's jerseys, all kinds of and they have them in all kinds of sizes, adults, children, you name it, they got them. And we've got these really cool looking jerseys on, or quarter zips on
Quarter
tonight,
zips, yep.
which are nice. So thanks so much to RTI Threads, and thank you very much.
Yes.
And
there he is. Hey, sir.
but there's going to be lots of guys. Owen's a big Packer fan. Jackson is. What about? How about let's talk about the Creighton Blue Jays to get you in a better mood. Nice
Good win.
effort tonight.
It's a great effort.
We walled up tonight.
Yeah.
We walled up.
He was talking about you teaching the wall up, and why the smallest coach is teaching all these big guys how to do it.
I've always worked with the big guys.
Get to understand it.
It's been fun. Are we on?
Yes, we've been on for quite some time.
Okay.
You regretting the last 5 minutes, are you?
I just can't believe that they
They
lost
did choke
game.
that away.
Yeah.
They did choke that away, which is unusual because I was just telling somebody earlier, usually when the Packers get a lead, they don't lose a lead. They don't lose a lead.
Oh, yeah. You haven't watched the Packers. No.
Yeah, they don't. They don't lose leads. All right. What'd you think tonight? What was your comments on the game as a whole?
You know, we got off to a bad start. And they made some shots, whatever, and the little guy made 2 threes early, and he's not really a three-point shooter. He had a heck of a game. Nigel James. But Nick got us going, right? I mean, tremendous first half game, for that matter. Just poised, and, they were heating Ty up pretty good, and he was struggling with it, and Nick just kind of said, all right, I got this, and, probably played, well, not probably, but played his best game as a Blue Jay for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We were talking about the bench again and how this new lineup enables you guys to bring really another starting lineup off the bench.
Yeah, and the good thing about it is, like, Austin, was tremendous at Xavier, and then, it was just okay tonight, but other guys picked up that slack. And then you got guys like Jason Green and Isaac Trout that you're just going to depend on. They're going to do their thing, and some nights that, Isaac's going to go 5 for 8, and other nights he's going to go 1 for 7. And just the consistency and knowing, I think, has really helped. But, the one thing we haven't talked about is we've really gotten better defensively.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
Talk about it.
They missed some layups, right? I mean, they I don't know how many they missed.
They missed a lot.
I mean, there were some, at key moments, too, that they missed.
But they were challenged.
Yeah, we did a good job of walling up and, making it difficult at the rim. And that's what they do. I mean, they're not a great three-point shooting team, so they have to just continue to drive and then pivot and, try to get you off balance, get an angle. And they did it a few times, probably more than we would have wanted them to. But at the same time, I thought our guys did a really good job. And you know what? Also, our scout group was really tremendous, giving us the look. Now, they couldn't give us the look defensively that Marquette gives and has because of the individual ball pressure and individual defense that they can do specifically on the ball. But offensively, I thought our scout team gave these guys a really good look of what to expect, the speed that they were going to come at us, and the walls that we had to build in defensive transition. We're very, very good.
Well, some of that credit goes
Tooting his
to
own
you,
horn.
too.
Yeah, tooting
You
his
were
own
running
horn.
that.
I love that. Thank you, Murph.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything. I do. Thank you.
Yeah, it was something that, this team has learned, I guess. It's taken some time, to totally understand, but building walls are really important in transition.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about Isaac. We were just talking earlier, the change I see this year, he's always been a great shooter. But now he's able to get in the lane. Years past, he'd get the ball in the lane. He was, fumbling, didn't know where to go with it. Now he's just like calm, slowed down,
Experienced.
knows what he wants to do.
And the game has slowed down, right?
Right.
He's a fourth-year senior, a junior. I guess he's got one more year of eligibility. So he's been playing college basketball for 4 years now. This is his 4th year. And Austin knows. I mean, when you come in as a freshman, it's like drinking out of a fire hose. And then it eventually kind of slows down for you. And it has really for him, at both ends. I think he's really picked it up defensively. I mean, he sat down. We were switching everything tonight. Early on, we made some adjustments with their 5-man, but he sat down and guarded those guys and made it difficult. Did they score on him? Yeah, but at the same time, I thought he does a really good job defensively as well.
Absolutely.
His toughness rebounding, too. has really shown.
Yeah, he and Jason both. I mean, obviously we're not a very big team, and we're going to need to box out and then go get it. And those guys, Isaac specifically, has done a better job of going and getting some tough rebounds. I mean, Jason's always been kind of able to do that, but Isaac's come up with some tough ones as well.
I think collectively too, like you could tell everybody's trying to crash the boards now. Like that's an emphasis.
It has to be,
right?
You know, at both ends, really. I mean, we have to steal some baskets at the offensive end with some rebounds, and we have to limit teams to one shot at the other end. And,
Absolutely.
You know, you guys know as well as I do, if we can do that, that ignites our transition game, and that's how we're at our best in transition. That's when we can get open shots. That's when we can get the dominoes falling and get the defense rotating.
And I think they're going for rebounds now with a purpose. Like early on, it just seemed like 4 guys were going in there and they didn't really have a. It's hard to describe, but it just seemed like they were just there.
Well, it's
right?
it's like I got my man. You get it.
Yeah, exactly. Now they're actually going for the basketball.
Right.
And a guy told me many years ago, a coach told me, "Hey, rebounding is as simple as this. You got to just want that ball more than the other guy."
Is that Lynn Gordy?
No, actually, there's a guy named Dave Shellhouse who Murph will remember. Who was a star at Purdue back in the day.
Yeah, that rebounding's. I mean, some guys have a natural ability to do it, especially at the offensive end, and then other guys, it's a struggle. They haven't ever had to do it. Austin's probably a prime example of being a point guard. His man probably isn't going to come in and rebound, so they have to learn then to go help somebody else rebound, help put their body on somebody else so that that guy can't get the rebound and somebody else will. And it's not easy for sure, but we've made some good strides. We got a long way to go yet, but really happy with where we're at right now.
Yeah. So we talked about this stretch. These first 4 very gettable games. We've gotten halfway through it now. Now you play Utah Tech on Monday, and then you're off for a while, and then in comes a very good Butler team.
Yeah. You look at it, and it's a trap game, right? I mean, Utah Tech won tonight, I think, on a last-second shot. They beat Weber State. So they're not going to get in here at a decent time. But at the same time, it's Christmas time. And these guys, you're 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, and we got to be sure that Christmas starts for them at, I don't know what time, it's probably an 8 o'clock game. Christmas starts at 10 o'clock on Monday night. It doesn't start before that. And I think they're mature enough to handle that. We'll practice tomorrow at 3 o'clock and come up with a plan for Utah Tech. But they're very similar to some of the teams that have given us problems early on. The South Dakota and North Dakota, similar. I think they played South Dakota early in the year, and it was a very, very good game. So I think we've grown a lot since then, obviously. But at the same time, we can't have an emotional letdown. We got to lace them up and play like it's our last game.
Got to keep those guys from at the 12-minute mark of the second half going, wait a minute, what time's my flight tomorrow?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I said, they're 20-year-olds, and it's Christmas. And some of these guys have never been away from home at this time of the year. They're home with their families. I'm sure a lot of the families will be here, which will certainly help. But they won't get out of here until Tuesday morning, regardless.
Yeah. All right, Murph, thanks for coming in.
Appreciate it. Always, guys.
Hey,
good win.
It's just the regular season yet. This wasn't a playoff game, okay? You're all right.
It's just the way that they
Now, your quarterback did get hurt, but,
he had a concussion. So
I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Kind of looked like it.
Yeah, we're really beat up. But at the same time, you can't give a game away like that. Just can't do it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks,
All right.
Murph.
Thanks. Bye.
Mr. Murphild's appearance sponsored by Careminders Home Health Care. When you need care for your injured or ill loved one, reach out to Careminders Home Health Care. Go to their website, caremindersnebraska.com, and see all they have to offer. Look at all the pieces and see what fits for you. And when you do, then you can give them a call, 402-932-2211. That's 402-932-2211. Go to Careminders, and you'll be very, very glad you did. Thank you. All right. Thanks to Murph. Gonna have to for one of those rare times do some editing on the post game. No,
I think you gotta. The people want that.
Wow, you would think they just lost the Super Bowl. I mean, come on. Still all out in front of you, Murph. Long way to go here. Bears got to play the Lions yet. They got to go to the Niners. Bears might not win another game, frankly. They got to go to the Niners yet. They could lose them both. Jeez. A little hot over that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Told you, NFL season's over. Chiefs lost, so
It's a lot riding, you
I'm
know?
back.
A lot
That's what I
riding
was going
on
to
these
say.
games.
Yeah.
Hey, when you're a Viking fan, you don't have to worry
Yeah,
about it.
that's what I'm saying.
Your team's just starting to win now that we're
I'm
not
locked
in the
in on
playoffs.
Jays now.
Yeah, there you go. All right, any more chats?
Nope.
All right. Wow.
Well, Will Swanson has one that I guess we didn't get to earlier. Owen looked
Will
better.
Swanson, who's that?
I don't know. Will Swanson, 67. Please edit that out. All right, Owen looked better than in previous games. He wasn't as static as normal. Still needs some work. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
So we had a lot of guys in double figures tonight. Obviously, what did Dick? I hope somebody has the time like he scored those 17 points in.
I mean,
It
was
couldn't have
about-
been more
It was
than
about three or 4
minutes.
minutes. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was before a TV.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
that was
so,
it.
yeah.
That was it. That's all he scored tonight.
But I
17
mean-
points. But he had some great assists in the second
Plus
half.
minus 40. That you don't see that. No. You don't see that anywhere. Like LeBron James has probably maybe had that 4 times in his career, if that.
That's
Plus
crazy.
40?
Yeah, that's wild.
Crazy.
That's pretty
That's wild.
exceptional.
Another
So
really-
I think he has to look at this and be like, yeah, I should come off the bench.
Yeah,
you know,
He had a
like-
perfect role today. Yeah.
But 6 assists too. 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 17 points. That's a great effort. Isaac Trout, kind of a quiet 14 for Isaac, really.
Yeah.
It was, but it wasn't.
But-
there was some of them were loud, but I don't know. I
He's
just
going to
like
have
what he's
those games,
doing,
though.
man.
The reason why he's going to have those games, when he gets to the free throw line, he doesn't miss very often. You know what I mean? He's got a nice.
But I
love
just
that he's
love
getting
him
his
putting it
down
on
low
the
now.
floor. I love that he's just a little everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's keeping his defender, off balance, which it was like he's always going to shoot it every single time.
I would love to see how many free throws he shot last year. I bet he shot more this year already than he did
Oh,
last year.
I bet she has too. Yeah.
And he has like
We're going to
3.
do that for one Bluejay Today episode next week.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sounds like you need analytics with AJ on that one.
There we
Yep,
go.
analytics, AJ,
well,
baby.
That's probably going to happen on Tuesday there, buddy.
All right.
Trout 14. Who else we got? Dix had 10. We already talked about Josh, but I thought Jason Green didn't have any in the first half, all 8 in the second half, and he had 8 rebounds, had a block early on. Liked what he did tonight.
Yeah.
We did have 12 turnovers, 12 to 12. Actually, 12 turnovers against their pressure is not
Not
horrible.
bad at all.
no.
Not bad at all.
I want to say at least a couple of those were in that first 3 minutes, right? I mean, we had a couple right away. So, the rest of the game, they played
They
pretty
had.
solid.
I mean, that's the other thing, Marquette.
they-
Marquette turns you
yeah.
over and doesn't have many bad turnovers. They had some really bad turnovers tonight.
And
Yeah.
I just.
Like you said, identity-wise, they looked like the normal Marquette, but they just weren't executing at a high level like Marquette.
They don't have any
has been.
shooters, first
Yeah.
of all. That's the first thing. But like Austin was saying, they were missing some, and yes, they were challenged. They were missing a lot of bunnies, man.
And that's that wall up. We
Yeah.
were just sitting
Yeah,
there talking
that's-
about, like, he
that defense
teaches
is
that.
impressive.
That is something they work on every single day.
Yeah, they do.
If not every other day. Like, that's been a staple. And
Yep.
it's something that, I mean, I think it's one of those, like, nuanced things that not everybody knows, but it can get you 8 to 10 points a game with keeping your best players in the game.
Little inside basketball. Here's the drill they do. You start off on this side. Guy drives in. There's a player underneath. His job is to wall up without fouling. Then that player who just drove in stands under the basket. Here comes the guy from this angle, and it's just boom, 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 constantly back and forth, and just it gets them. And it's really cool when you get a Owen Freeman walling up against Nick Graves, and you see how talented every player is, and
Right.
finding a way to get that
yeah.
ball.
Yep.
A guy like Blake Harper, who we know finds amazing ways around the basket to get the ball in the hoop.
Yep.
It's kind of cool to watch him.
Yep.
It's a fun drill to
It's a good
watch.
little warm-up.
That
They do
defense,
it a lot.
that defense is very pleasing to watch. Like, it's just
Yeah.
very pleasant to see.
And you
that.
can see you can see Marquette. Marquette was getting fouls
Yeah.
because they weren't doing the wall up. They were just going in there trying to block a shot.
And they were more athletic. Yep.
Yeah.
I just thought this was interesting too. Really, I'm looking at Marquette's KenPom. They're 283rd in 3-point percentage, and they have like over 32% of their shots, which is like 150th as threes. So that seems to be their big issue. They're projected to lose every single game this year except Xavier at home and DePaul. So
See, I don't think they're giving DePaul enough love.
Ken Pom projects
I think
them to lose
Georgetown should be.
every
I think
other
Providence should be in that category. Georgetown.
No, he's
too.
saying Marquette though.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying Marquette's not. Marquette could lose.
You're saying that they could lose to
They
DePaul.
could beat Providence. I'm saying they could lose to DePaul twice. I'm saying DePaul's
Right.
better
No, I
than
hear you.
Providence.
Yeah.
Marquette.
I hear what
Yeah,
you're saying.
yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
The other thing we had on the preview on Friday that Mike had was somebody took the filter off, so it was all basketball teams, Division II, Division III, NAIA. They on contested 3-point shots, they're shooting 17%, and that ranked almost at the very bottom of all college basketball, all divisions.
Yeah, I saw that. That's
Unbelievable.
yeah.
When we just look back 2 years ago, and you played Marquette, and it was like, man, every guy in this team can make threes, you know? Iguodaro and Gold and Cam Jones.
Yeah, not even threes, but their
I
defense
mean, he's changed
was
his
just,
identity.
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
identity looks a little bit different, but that's just, you know, at the beginning of the year, we were wondering if we were a 3-point shooting team.
Oh,
you
right.
know, to be honest.
Right,
So,
right.
you know, I can't say. I just think this is a tough era to call a team what they're going to be. You know,
For
a
sure.
month from now. To be honest. Granted,
Right.
he's
We're down
he's
the
a
road
guy.
though already.
I know, but you
what
know,
do they have? 8 losses or 7?
They are. See, 1, 2, 3,
0-2
4,
is what
5,
I see,
6,
but-
7, 8 losses.
Yeah, they've got 8 losses already.
yeah.
They're 5 and 8.
mean,
Yeah.
And their wins are Albany, Southern, Little Rock, Central Michigan, and Valparaiso in overtime.
Yeah, that's what you look at. Like they really haven't played a
That's fair.
monster schedule of the teams they beat. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I found this on the web for some.
Siri's
Siri's
looking for you.
listening.
She's listening to you.
I was
too.
like, is that Bluejay Babe again?
Yeah.
She's not commenting today.
All right, so there we go. Well, see, that's the thing. A lot of times that late games, no matter if they're a weeknight or weekend, people are in bed
Yep.
doing stuff.
I'd be sleeping for
out
2
here
hours
at
by now.
Let It Fly,
That's fair.
celebrating, what have you. But anyway, the Jays, for the game, the Jays shot 48% from the field. They were at over 50 most of the game.
This seems like you're kind of stomping on the analytics with AJ session here.
I'm not. I'm just saying. They were.
You know what I did see though? I see a lot more Husk. Like as you just watch the games, there's a lot more Husk interaction. Granted, too, you know, Max kind of just he's taking his hands off the wheel a little bit. I think Mitch drew up a play today, and you just see he's listening a lot heavier to Husk.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
I saw Husk
Which
talking to-
you know, it hadn't been that way, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just calling it how I see it, and it's good to see it too. You know, one for Mac because I think he's done a lot for this institution, and I think it's just his time to relax a little bit. And Husk kind of he looks hungry too, but I don't know. That was good to see. I'll just say that
I
from
did-
my point
I
of view.
did notice that
There was a
about 3 or
lot
4
of just
times.
Husk coming over
Yep.
and like him actually, you know, acknowledging it rather than blowing it off. That you know, it was just good to see. It was
Yeah,
refreshing.
when we had Mac on our Bluejay Banter Today show back late October, he made that very point. He's like, Al, I was like a little taken back. I mean, he was just like, no, Al's, you know, everybody, you go around the country, everybody goes, oh, Mac is such an offensive genius and da-da-da-da. He was saying, Al's an elite offensive mind, and I've learned a lot from him. And we flipped all the terminology, my understanding on this, over to Huss's.
So yeah, he's using more of new age terminology, right?
So that was a change for Mac, and you know, but Mac, you know, Mac listens to people too. People don't think he does. He does. Just yesterday at practice, he went up to Ben, the trainer, said, "Hey, why do we do this?" And I thought, "Oh my God, this is not going to be a confrontation, right?" You know.
I'll answer
And Ben
that.
just goes very calmly. Ben just goes, "Well, here's why I did that." Mac goes, "Oh, okay." And walks away, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know, all right, that makes sense.
I'll answer
you know?
that one. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons. But yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he does listen. So,
Yeah.
all right. So our next shows, life comes at you fast. We'll be here 48 hours from now doing another post game against
Love it.
Utah Tech. And I didn't want to say it with Murph here, but this is why Mac does this. Mac doesn't like to do, for instance, what Marquette's doing. They're going on break now. Mac likes to have that last game on break to a team that's a quote-unquote bye game.
I don't like it, though. The only person I like it for is Josh Dix. That's the only person I like this game for. So why he can go find his full confidence, go out there and try to score 30 if he can.
Okay.
And really come into Big East, but I think we're going to lose a bit of an edge. Like, I think this is going to be something, and that was kind of to,
Don't you think you're going to lose it anyway, going on break, coming back?
No, because it's still fresh. Now you're about to go play, and not to knock on Utah Tech, but drop down to competition.
It's going to be a drop down. There's just no.
And you're not, and there's going to be a lot more film to probably watch on this game than we should have. And to that point of, yes, it's a holiday. People haven't seen their families in a while. I don't like it, to be honest. I just don't. I would rather give guys rest.
I've seen too many times where we have a team that league game or whatever, and guys lose their focus. It's hard to believe, but they do.
You could lose. This is a game though where you could lose your focus, and then it's just drifted, and now you come back to a negative, emotions around team,
we're
and
fine.
I hear you. I don't know.
I think it's good to play a couple conference games, watch some film, and then be able to work on something against a bye game. I mean,
right, and we might be able to go with some different rotations.
We'll have different lineups.
And not very many
maybe
teams
a guy
get
like
this chance.
Owen gets his groove together. Maybe Karam gets his groove going.
Usually teams, once they start conference, they don't go back. So it's just good to have another.
I was mentioning that today. Like the last few years, we've played in that second week. All the teams played, so it was like, everybody was playing this year. Like some teams played last weekend, and now this week they're playing non-conference, and you're all over the board. Like, who's playing a conference game? Who's not?
Don't be surprised if that game starts out and we somehow got 5 fouls. Because it's not the Big East, and then it's just one of those weird slow games, and it's like, we win, but like when
it's gonna be a slog. It might be a slog. You're right. But
and then that's a worse taste in your mouth than going home.
We're fine.
Friday today.
We're fine. And what I like is we're playing one of the better. Like there's been 2 quote unquote positive surprises in the league. Seton Hall's one and Butler's the other one. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited that when they come back, Butler's the focus. Yeah, I like that. I mean, it would be worse if it was a Marquette team that came in here limping in. Then I would be worried.
But we're beat up a little bit too, right? Graves' hands taped. There's just a lot. There's a lot of play.
Plus,
That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to make the statement, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Hud will be ready to go for Butler.
I was just going to ask.
Yeah. It worked him out yesterday. He looked great. So
I like it.
All right, let me ask you guys this, without looking, unless you already saw it. Who do you think was the minutes leader today for Creighton? Don't look. Austin, you're looking.
Josh Dix?
No.
Isaac Trout.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was out there a lot. Yeah.
31 minutes for Trout.
31. I mean, he played well. That was kind of my thing. He was moving his feet. Great. He was sliding feet. To Murr's point, he was switching. He was up on ball screens.
I have no issues with that. I just thought it was.
He was shooting it with confidence, honestly, and to Mur's point, and just his experience, you could tell, like on both ends, right? His shot the past couple of years have been rush. Mm-hmm. Now he's catching it, taking his time, shooting it. I mean, still quick, but you could tell he's
third
his
shot
full hands
of the game
on it.
against K-State. He shot from the beak of the Bluejay and drained it.
We seem like he had a horrible night from 3. Like he was 3 of 8. Yeah. That's not bad.
No, that's terrible. Yeah. That's what he's supposed to do.
Any Marquette fans who may watch, because we always tag the opposing team in our social media posts to watch us.
Yeah.
If you have comments about your team, put them in the chat, because we find that very interesting. And how you feeling about Shaka at this point, and what do you see as the problems with your team, and so on and so forth. So put that in, and we really appreciate it. And we're very open to opposing viewpoints, right?
Always.
Yeah. Even Nebraska fans.
I would love to hear what they think about the transfer portal or lack of transfer portal for Marquette. I'm just curious to see how that is going with their fan base.
I hear that, but the other thing, if you're Shaka and you go, well, we got Ross, we got Gold, we got Parham, we got Jones, all coming back, who are players. You kind of feeling pretty good. Now we add a couple more pieces, a couple freshmen. Yeah, we're all right. So sometimes it
Again, I'm not
doesn't work out.
disagreeing. I'm just curious what they think.
Yeah, no, I
Fans
hear
think
you.
about it.
I hear you.
I feel like we wouldn't be thrilled if we were playing poorly and not embracing the portal. It'd be like it's a clear answer
Well,
to why we're
but-
not playing well.
But think
Like,
about
the portal.
Think about a month ago. People were like, "Oh my God,
this
we did a
portal
horrible,
sucks.
Right.
horrible job with
That's
the
true.
portal."
That's true.
Right.
You know, so
Double
Yeah,
edged.
that's a
double
fair
edged.
point.
For sure.
us fans are so fickle, aren't we?
For sure. No.
yeah.
Nope. Not me. Not I, coach.
Level.
Not I.
Wow, that was just nuclear coming in here. He's throwing, swearing, tipping over beers. I can't believe that happened. I thought he was actually joking, like, "Oh, I'm really upset."
No,
like,
no.
then
No,
saying,
he's-
"Oh no,
no,
it was great.
no.
We played great." You know,
No,
that
he's-
was awesome. God,
Yeah.
that. We're gonna have to clip that out.
I love that. Yeah,
Be
no.
real.
Just send it to him.
Intern boy.
Let's
We're going to have
send
to
it to
clip
him.
that out and save that. That was awesome. All right. Anyway, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget about Bluejay Banter today. On Monday, we'll have another preview of Utah Tech. Boy, Mike's going to have to dig into the archives to find stuff there. And then Tuesday, AJ's already volunteered. He's going to be with me Tuesday. AJ Analytics.
Yep, let's go.
J Analytics.
We'll,
baby.
we'll take a look at the Utah Tech game, and we can all talk about how Austin was wrong, and we blew them up by 50 and looked great. And
I will
kept
be
the-
here Monday.
and kept the momentum going.
Yep.
And then we're off for a little bit. We're off for the holidays. So there we go.
All right.
Appreciate everybody watching. Thank you so much. But make sure and tell all your friends and everything about it. Thanks to our sponsors, RTI Threads and Care Minders. Everybody have a great weekend and a wonderful Sunday. Hopefully your football team plays with nothing on the line and wins.
We won today, baby.
So, hey, go Jays.
Fly
We'll
Birds.
we'll see you on Monday.